Hello, YouTube. So I have about like 10 minutes before I went into work, so I just wanted to, I guess, make a video of a thought that just occurred to me. I was thinking about the, men's rights activists, um, and about how I watched Steve Shive's video on 5 Stupid Things about men's rights activists, and I think probably the biggest issue that I have with this stance, I mean, first of all, it reminds me, or it feels a bit like when, this might be an extreme comparison, but it reminds me a bit of when the KKK started calling themselves a white civil rights group. Um, I think that we should beware this kind of moralizing language, and I'd say that that's true for women's rights activists, too. There's something about, moralizing the argument in such a way that if you disagree, then you're an immoral, terrible person or something like that. This kind of rhetoric it should always be, I think. We should beware of it. But one thing that I wanted to point out about men's rights activists is that Steve Shives didn't mention was that you have to be necessarily provincial, right? It necessarily entails a Eurocentric, and that includes America, position. Imagine going to Saudi Arabia and being a men's rights activist, or saying that you're a men's rights activist in the Congo, right? It seems to me that it can only exist in the first world. It's a perfect example of first world problems. And maybe, I think we in the first world are all sort of subject to that problem. But I feel like taking at least a strong men's rights stance almost entails either the ignoring or the denying of the existence of most of the population of the planet. And I don't see any particular reason to think through the issue of power and gender as though only the first world exists. That it just seems like an egregious problem. I don't think I would necessarily say that men's rights activists would be happy about the treatment of women in some place like Saudi Arabia. But it seems to me that they have to ignore it in order to take that stance. So that's just the thought that I had about it. Alright, have a good day.